Hi guys, welcome to the World of Bowl of Noodles, Slurp Noodles, and Chat. I am the host Jordan Ibukwe, and today we have a very special guest. I cannot wait to hear her amazing words and the action that she does for the youth all around the world. And before we get into it, I do want to tell you guys to go check her out, her organization called Youth Forge. I will link it below. And just thank you so much for being here, and please go support the podcast. Please go support both of our initiatives. We're young, driven people who want to make a bigger impact. Just thank you so much for being here, and let's get into the episode. All right, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, everyone. My name is Sarina. Thank you so much for having me here. I am very involved for youth advocacy and breaking the age restrictions in the field of innovation. Ever since I was younger, a personal story led me to my passion for entrepreneurs, especially young entrepreneurs, and breaking those critical age restrictions that limits people from innovation. And I'm so eager to work harder for them to break these critical gaps.
That's amazing. And can you tell us a little bit just your story and what really got you into just entrepreneurship and just everything
Absolutely.
that you do?
Perfect. Yeah. So my burning passion for entrepreneurship really started when I was 10 years old. And it was a very random day with my close friend Hannah. And we were just brainstorming ideas for a school project. And she came up with an idea that was working through a startup form where you earn profit and that drives the person to still operate. And it really helped in a critical problem that my community was facing, which was lack of school supplies. And we were so excited about that idea at the time. However, the public perception towards it was very negative because of her young age. She wasn't even considered to start or have any kind of contribution to that idea, and she was very much ignored. And after a couple of years later, we found out a very identical idea was funded $1.2 million. And from then, it was a really big trigger for me that youth have incredible ideas and they go dismissed and ignored because of their age and the societal perception, as well as some of the barriers that they face, whether it's among policy tables or funding, investing, things like that. And that's why I wanted to be involved in the field of entrepreneurship, break those barriers, get involved in business policies, and make innovation more accessible to young founders.
That's amazing. And I truly do like connect with what your story says about just the youth being looked down upon. Usually we are not taken seriously enough. And when we have our own ideas and our own initiatives, people kind of push it aside like, oh, it's not going to happen. She's not going to be so serious about it. But honestly, if you had given you and your friend, if you guys had given the chance and actually the
Yeah.
resources, you guys would have done it. And so, like, honestly,
Yeah.
I love that you are actually now saying, let me just make a space where the youth can actually
Yeah.
have a space to do stuff without being
Mhm.
judged, criticized. But I do want to go into more of the international conferences. And I want to know a lot of upcoming international conferences are focusing on global change. Where do you see young people fitting into these conversations, and why is youth leadership essential right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So, from my perspective and Youth Forge's perspective, we really focus on youth involvement in among policy tables. And it is so critical to involve the youth voices and the people who are the building block of our future involved in how we develop and shape our policy systems. Having those voices and futuristic mindset towards our systems that may go very outdated, and right now it is not as adoptable, and it could be so much better than what it is right now if we involve the voices of youth and have their opinion and barriers involved in how we shape our policy system, which is also what we're integrating and implementing throughout some of the conferences that we're having. So in January, February, we are hosting a virtual in collaboration with Nigeria, where we're involving the youth voices from Africa and North America and how the business policy system is shaped, inviting UN advocates, members of parliament in Canada and other major mayors in Nigeria to have the voices of youth heard and by critical change makers who are really shaping how the business world is operating right now. And having the youth voices involved is very important.
Yes, exactly. Like you said, just having these voices are very important because it gives a different perspective in the room. And
Right.
so you don't really have our, input. It's like we're not
Yeah.
really getting a chance to share our own knowledge. And because people always say, the youth are dumb. They don't know anything like all the adults know. But if you are an adult and you are so smart, then why can't you fix the issues that we are advocating right now today? Like where
Right.
you go, we're taking on the planet. And so
Right.
honestly, just like you said, like voices of the youth are so important, and giving us the
Yeah.
space to speak can really change a lot of the
100%.
stereotypes. And I do want to know, many of these conferences invite world leaders and top experts. What would you change if more
Yeah.
young voices are included in the table?
Yeah, I think a really big part of our organization is finding out these barriers and finding out what's the most demanded gap to be filled up. And one of the major things that we have found was mentorship and that lack of guidance and resources that young people lack is so crucial. And more specifically in my community, we have incredible mentorship programs that are accessible for free to entrepreneurs and founders. The problem is that there is an 18 being, you have to be 18 in order to have access to mentorship. And that holds so many young people back, not only because they don't have the resources, but because it reinforces the perception that if you are young, then you're not able to innovate, you're not able to build a business. So it is so crucial to make that change and involve the voices of you, involve young people with those expertise and knowledge that they need to have in order to innovate.
Exactly. And just like you said, we need to be given the resources to do what we want. Of course, we don't know everything. We have a dream, but we need the essentials. We need everything to come together. And so giving, of course, like you said, mentorship programs, having mentors, just having people to help us get to our dream is very essential in the
Yeah,
process of becoming leaders and being the voices of tomorrow. So I really do love that you touched on that, and especially to all my viewers out there who are watching, if you are curious in knowing what Youth Forge is, please go check out Sarina's organization. It is on Instagram. I don't know what other social platforms it is on. Sarina, do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
for sure. Yeah, LinkedIn and Facebook are also there. Our website is coming soon. You can check us out there and you can learn more how to get involved as a young person or whether you want to mentor people. But we have a lot of opportunities for you to get involved.
Exactly. And just go check her out. I will link it there. And if you are curious and doing more opportunities to help your community, please go check out Youth Forward and
Yeah.
wait to see the great things they're about to do. And also, like I say, please go check out the World Bowl Noodles. Please go support us, help us, and continue to grow us so we can continue to uplift amazing voices like Sarina who are doing amazing impact for youth all around the world. But let's get back into the episode. I do want to know, for teens
Yeah.
listening who feel like global issues are too big for them to
Yeah.
influence, what would you say to empower them to get involved?
Yeah, I think I've definitely talked about this in previous podcasts as well. The key major mentality that really pushed me and a lot of other incredible, ambitious, and hardworking young people that I know is taking advantage of the opportunity that you are the only one in the room. I know that being the youngest in the room, being maybe whether it's age, whether it's people of color, being a woman is maybe difficult, maybe that is intimidating for sure, but I think it just makes you stand out from the crowd because you are the only person who have that trait. It just makes you more impressive. It just really shows what you have overcome in order to be in that room because you are the only one. And it is so important to know that and be able to take advantage of those things that we have. And it just helps you as a advocate, as a leader, as a change maker, to be a lot more influential, well connected, and remembered as you're networking with key members and making the change.
Exactly. And just for example, no issue is I feel like too small or too big to not be dealt
Yeah,
with. You
yeah,
just you have to have the power and also the
yeah,
confidence and the bravery to
right,
take it in and actually say, I want to do this and I want to stop.
absolutely,
So really it's more of a how you see yourself than how you see the problem. Because the problem
right,
is always going to be there, but if you don't change the way you perceive yourself or your voice, then you're really
right.
not going to do anything. So I
I
also
love that.
what you said about that. Going into the next question, is there an upcoming international conference that's doing a great job uplifting youth perspectives or giving young leaders a platform?
Absolutely, yeah. So we are actually having multiple conferences, both in person and virtual, coming up with a collaboration with Nigeria. And we're having advocates, investors, and members of parliament are joining us to hear the voices and barriers of young people. It's an incredible platform. If you have certain gaps that you would like to talk about, get your voice heard by these members. They are incredibly open for the youth voices, and they're very eager to hear your voice. They are there to get your voice heard and also implemented. So it's an incredible opportunity if you are willing to make a change in the business world for young people and advocate for a change. We are having those conferences, one in January, which is virtual, and mid 2026 we're having them in person in Toronto as well as Nigeria's capital city.
Oh my gosh, this is so amazing because I once saw that. I'm actually from Nigeria, so hearing this like
Incredible.
what you do like in Nigeria is honestly phenomenal. And I've talked to people in Nigeria who are doing such a great job, and especially in Africa. So it's really
Yeah,
refreshing to see that happen more and across the continent and just everywhere
it's so
around.
exciting.
Thank you so much for doing this. It's honestly exciting to hear, and even so for the viewers out there who are curious and watching, please go check it out. I tell you again, please go check it out because you never know your voice could actually change and make an impact. So
Yeah.
I do want to know if you could highlight one youth-led initiative that deserves global attention at these conferences, what one would it be and why?
Yeah. So I think the most important one is a local business that I have met with in person. I had the pleasure of meeting them in person, and she is an amazing bracelet maker. And she is connected with many different athletes, world athletes who are placing orders from all over the world, whether it's US, whether it's Australia, whether it's from Spain. And what she does with such a low access to resources, it is incredible what she is doing. And she just started from a simple TikTok account, and now she has thousands and thousands of followers. And it's because of the challenges that she overcame, and despite those lack of resources, it's so incredible what she has done. Her name is Ariel, and she's an incredible entrepreneur and businesswoman that I am so honored to meet with. And what she is doing despite those challenges is incredible, and I think she really deserves that recognition of the hard work she is doing.
That is amazing. And I'll also tell my viewers out there, please go check out Ariel. I'll also find her. Does she have an Instagram account besides TikTok as well?
Yeah, yeah, I can just
Yeah,
send it over.
yeah, just send it over and I'll definitely add it so people can go check her out. It seems like an amazing impact. And if you are curious, hey, all of this is on Instagram, on social media. So, and even if you don't have social media, of course, Google, everything is still there. I just want to go into the second to last question. And I want to know, what's one action a young listener can take right now to begin engaging with global issues, even if they can't attend the conferences themselves?
Yeah, I think it is so important for young people to be involved. So I love that question. Thank you for asking that. The most important task, I would say, or a very simple action would just be talking to other people, whoever it is, whether it's a young person, whether it's a teacher or a mentor, whoever it is, about your barriers. It is so critical, and it just pushes that that initiative forward. And just know that your voice is so powerful. And whether you've talked to one person or 10 people, that is going to make a really big change. So just talk about it, speak up, and advocate for that barrier. And I'm certain that that is going to pay off one day, but it will pay off, and it's so powerful. Each one of the voices are so incredibly important. As a change maker, I think it is a core part of our organization. Each one of the voices that we hear, we implemented throughout all of our organization. So your voice really matters, and speak up for that barrier.
Like you said, just speak up and make an impact. Like the world is not going to go anywhere anytime soon, but definitely there's a lot of issues that we need to target. So even if you feel you can't participate in anything, you have the ability to create anything. That's the power of creativity. Taking the initiative and doing what you want and actually saying, hey, I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start making an
Yeah,
organization youth can do stuff more, a podcast or a nonprofit. And even if it takes money, you can still start from social media, telling people
yeah,
how you feel. So it's so much platforms for the youth to go speak up. And it's honestly amazing for what our generation is doing. But I do want
yeah.
to the last question, and I do want to know, what is your favorite bowl of noodles?
Oh, that's such an exciting question. I love that. Thank you. Mm, I mean, I am the biggest fan of Italy, so anything that is just tomato and any type of noodle, I a pasta noodle, whatever it is, I am so down. So
Period. I love myself like, of course, ramen. I love ramen, but I do in every noodles. It's been like like twisted a little bit. Like now it's Italian
yeah,
noodles, like pasta. So I really get it back and forth. But definitely, it is Asian culture. But of course, I get what you mean. The pasta is good. I love myself a little lasagna, mac and
yeah,
cheese. Like I love it all. So
yeah.
it's really delicious. But thank you so much, Serena, for being here. Your words are absolutely wise. I would thank you again for just sharing your like advocacy to our viewers out there. And please continue to make a change and keep doing what you're doing. It's honestly amazing. And I see great things ahead.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me here, and what you're doing is quite incredible. Amplifying these incredible young change makers, and yourself as a person who is looking at people and amplifying their actions. It's so great to have that. Please keep it up. You're doing such an incredible work.
Thank you so much, Serena. Please have a wonderful day and stay happy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day.